I wasn't even gonna bother Kevin.
Okay.
And then Spank, who's one of the Plastic Cup boys, Spank Horton, he ran into a friend of mine, and somehow my name came up, and then they called me, and Spank was like, yeah, Kev was like, tell Gary stop being a pussy and ask me to be on his podcast. He said that? I go, oh, I'll give him a call.
That's
I wasn't even gonna bother him though, but I was like, but it was COVID.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk 101. Yeah, we gonna talk.
That podcast, man, get some podcast like this thing, man. How many people, like, who's your best interview that you like? And I know you might not want to pick because you like deal with all the comedians.
No. I got some favorites. Like now, since I've moved to Houston, I do more solo. Okay. I'll have a guest every now and then.
Yeah.
But I'm more like just want to talk, and I'll have guests sometimes. But when I was having guests on the regular, Ryan Davis was one of my favorites.
Okay.
We had a great conversation, and I didn't want it to end.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
And podcast is cool too, because during COVID is when I started to really have guests. And that's let me know what people thought about me.
Yeah.
I was able to get Kev and Tiffany.
Yeah.
Everybody I'll think like a man I got. And it was just because of my relationships with them.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, if I was an asshole, who wants to talk to an asshole for an hour or two? You know what I mean? But everybody's like, yeah. Because I remember I wasn't even going to bother Kevin.
Okay.
And then Spank, who's one of the Plastic Cup boys, Spank Horton, he ran into a friend of mine, and somehow my name came up, and then they called me, and Spank was like, yeah, Kev was like, tell Gary stop being a pussy and ask me to be on his podcast. He said that? I go, oh, I'll give him a call. I wasn't even gonna bother him though, but I was like, but it was COVID.
Yeah,
so he wasn't doing nothing, so he came on for an hour. So
he did some stuff during COVID too. Like at his house, I remember seeing him doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But how is it like when you go like you went out of town? You did it at Nate Jackson's studio. You know, you took the show on the road, the podcast on the road, like we're doing.
Well, Nate's we got our own podcast. We're starting next month.
Wow. Okay.
So I'm gonna go to Seattle once a month, and we're gonna record 4 or 5 episodes I go up there because I enjoyed just hanging out. I did his comedy club, right?
Yeah.
But we ended up hanging out all weekend, and went to the casino gambling, and we just clicked. And he called me. He goes, "Yo, people was really messing with," because I did his and he did mine.
Yeah.
And I go, "Yeah, I enjoyed it." And he was like, "Yo, let's try to do something together." So at first we was like, I'll go to Houston. He'll come to Houston for a couple couple days and do a couple episodes, and I'll come to Seattle. I go, no, I want to keep it consistent. I want people to know the set.
That's what I said. Didn't I just tell somebody that yesterday? It's like, they got to know the set. Yeah. Don't mess that up.
Yes, I said, look, I'll just come to Seattle once a month. We'll do 4 or 5 episodes, and then I'll also do his comedy club. So the first Monday of every month, I'm going to do his comedy club. Yeah. That way I can make some money.
Yeah.
Makes the trip worthwhile. And hopefully we'll build our own podcast again. We're going to keep it simple. It's going to be called Gary and Nate.
No. Wow. I think about Aries Spears and the guy. When I interviewed Aries, he does the same thing. He does his podcast.
Steinberg, right?
Steinberg. Yeah. And they got good chemistry. But it's like, y'all, that's therapeutic in itself, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just talking all the time.
And we got, I've been in it 26 years, and Nate's been doing it 20. That's almost 50 years of road stories.
Right. Yeah.
We can pull from.
Oh, that's gonna be good. I'm tagging into some of them things for sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
I never asked you, but who was the first person you went on the road with when you first started?
I never really went on the road with anybody.
Oh, you one of the guys that started like that too, from on the top.
I was in the Navy.
Right.
Yeah. So I couldn't go on the road. I had to be at work.
Yeah.
So I was on Comic View and active duty at the same time.
Wow.
And so a lot of people know that because they filmed Comic View in a week.
Yeah.
They did 5 episodes a day. Monday through Friday. They did 25 episodes in a week. I took a week's leave, did Comic View, came back down to the base, and a couple months later we're airing, so I'm waving cars on the base, and the brother pulled and be like, oh my God, was you on Comic View last night? Yeah, have a good day, sir. Keep going. So I couldn't go on the road till I got out the Navy. Once I got out, I was hosting. So I literally just went the headline, and I'll be honest with you, that first hour special I had on BET in 98, 97, I probably had 30 minutes of material. That was the slowest, because you only had to do 45.
Yeah.
The commercials make an hour. I was so paced. I was so slow. I'd wait till the last laugh left, and then I told her this. I'd walk back to do another joke. I was like, oh my God, it was so slow. I remember that clock. Once it hit like 35, I was like, Jesus Christ, I'm almost out. I got like 2 jokes. I gotta make these jokes last 10 minutes. That was like the longest 10 minutes.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk 101. Yeah, we gon' talk.